Hey guys, this is Stephanie Murphy,
Hi, I'm Rosella Erler.
and welcome to the Cold Brew Truth Podcast.
All right, so last week we kind of told you guys a quick bit about our childhood and kind of like the grounding or the fundamental footworks, one would say, for what kind of built Steph and
Where we
Bella.
came from.
And so this week we just wanted to give just a little bit of our lining for adulthood, like 20s and 30s, just because you guys know a little bit about the childhood part, but that way you have an idea too what our daily lives look like,
Yes.
so that you can keep tying it all together.
We're going to make a big picture for everybody eventually is what we're trying to do.
Big old pretty picture. Mona Lisa. Okay, so 20s roughly, poor
We learned
choices. Okay, just for funsies, off the top of your head, she doesn't even know. What's the worst choice in your 20s? Like one, not worst choice, but not like one that people don't want to know about, but a fun, terrible choice that you made one
Thank
time.
you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Yeah.
I just kept the garlic on the side to be safe.
Sweet.
Perfect.
At your leisure.
Okay,
Awesome.
thank you so
so
much.
much. We're getting lunch, but
Salad from Benedito's, which is in
she's
Spokane.
getting pizza as well, but
Steph likes to eat food.
the aren't being as naughty as
Oh, man.
these days. Okay,
The
so your
worst choice?
worst, yeah, what's a naughty choice?
Like from my 20s or in my 30s?
So you and I were reminiscing the other day. We realized it's a small world and that we knew some of the
Oh,
people.
boy.
We realized that like in our early 20s that we probably ran into each other a lot more than we would like to admit in certain like bar scenes and things like that. And we were connecting dots of like, wait, you know that person? How do you know that person? And it reminded me of a really fun story about one time when I puked in a cab.
Oh, man.
Dude, that's like $100 charge. That's the only time I've ever puked in a cab too. So naughty. What's your naughty story? That's really not that naughty, but
My word, I said, I didn't know though. I don't know.
Tell me.
Poor Tanner, he already knows this. So I'll say how I figured out that I was pregnant.
Oh.
It was a lovely little night. That was actually in my 20s though. Never mind.
We're talking about roughly 20. My story was about my 20s.
Yeah, this was
You
not-
wanted
this
to know
was
a 30s, like a more recent embarrassing story? You've gotten worse. I feel like I've gotten worse since I've gotten older. I'm not as afraid of the judgment and the embarrassment anymore, so I think
yeah.
it's probably worse now because I'm like, I don't really care.
Man, hold on. I'm gonna have to think on that one for a hot second.
You know, at the airport not that long ago, I had toilet
I
paper
do.
stuck on my shoe when I came out, and I walked all the way back to where Kyle, my husband, and stuff were at, and I had toilet paper on me.
I don't want the garlic. Probably the one time that I took a pair of shoes from a homeless person. Oh, this is really bad.
Maybe we shouldn't tell that story.
Why?
Okay, tell it real quick, and we'll move along.
I mean, it's embarrassing only because of the fact that I'm an adult and I should know better. Oh, thank
Awesome,
you.
thank you.
But, well, I'm a kind soul and I like to just, I'll talk to almost anybody. And, well, I was working at this pizza place, funny enough, because we're at a pizza place now. I was working at a pizza place downtown. I know. And there was a gentleman who had a pair of shoes.
Just tell the story already.
I am, and they were bright orange and blue, and he insisted upon me taking them because they didn't fit him. And I should have known better, but they didn't look like brand new, but there were no tags on them. Oh, it gets better. I don't know where he acquired these shoes from, but all I do know is I took them and I was like, okay, whatever. And so I was opening up the restaurant that day, so then I put them under the counter. And well, one of our reps came in and I was like, hey, what size shoe do you wear? He happened to wear the same size of shoes that
You
they
gave
were.
away the stolen shoes, didn't you?
I did. And when I gave them across the counter to him and his counterpart were sitting there and he was like, what the hell? These look brand new. And he's like doing this like churny thingy. And then something dropped out of them onto the floor. And I was like, ding, ding, ding,
Was
ding.
it drugs?
Oh, it was a crack pipe. I didn't know it was a crack pipe. Yeah, the owner of the place was like, Stephanie. And I was like, sorry. And she was like, what the fuck, basically. And I was like, I'm sorry. And she's like, didn't your mom teach you to not take things from strangers? And I was like, kind of. But then there's my dad, who's like a total hippie at heart, and is like willing to help
Okay, so
everybody.
Stephanie gave away stolen shoes that had a crack pipe in it. That's her most embarrassing story. If only we could be as equally as embarrassing.
All right.
Right.
Still to this day is mortifying. Whoopsies. Whoops,
All right,
whoops.
so-
I don't recommend that. So don't take things from a stranger. A gentle reminder, even for us adults.
So
You're just puking in the back of the.
that's not. I was
Jackson.
just one that came to mind
Oh.
of something that recently I thought of that was embarrassing that I had done. I'm sure it gets worse. Okay, so into my 20s, when I got married, I became a stay-at-home mom and a stay-at-home wife. And I'm like,
what? Worf?
wife.
Oh.
I'm like ADHD ridden. I cannot sit. I have to do something. And I didn't have like a 9-to-5 job. So I found so many projects. But my husband and I bought a home in town that was a fixer-upper for like $97,000. It was awesome. And we lived in,
Keep going.
we lived in this fixer-upper that we had. And, what?
Why is it not recording?
You have to push play. There you go.
No, it's the preview. It just
Alright,
stopped it
save
because
it
of
then.
that. Son of a biscuit.
Sorry, we're trying to like multitask here. But anyway, so we
Technology.
bought a fixer-upper and I was home all day projecting and working on the home, and I loved it. And then when we sold the home, the entire process of like renovating, selling, buying was so much fun. I was like, I love real estate. And so as soon as my kiddo went to kindergarten, I was like, here I come, real estate world. And that's kind of where my level of entrepreneurship, is that a word? Entrepreneurship? Kind of took off. And I realized like, holy moly, what can I become? Just being the boss of myself and creating my own lifestyle and time and everything. And so real estate called my name. And then once I hit the real estate world, I got a little more confidence under me for business. I have my contract company now, to where I process real estate contracts for people. And MWR is building. And then we have all kinds of fun little, I have a farm. I have animals at home. To feed into our natural path lifestyle. A lot of people don't realize how clean of a life I live. I literally got goats so that I could milk them, so because I wanted to make my own soap. But then I was like, I need goat milk, and so I got goats. And now I have animals and pigs and land and hunting, and so a lot of my 20s and 30s have just been about creating a stable life for myself and finding what stability really looks like for my family. Definitely was a lot. My 30s have not been as, who am I kidding?
I don't even know if I would make that statement. You're going to jinx yourself.
I was going to say, but then I started thinking about what all the stories I could tell from the last 2 years of what's happened, and I'm like, yeah, never mind. My 30s weren't as mellow. They were just different than my 20s, I guess.
That one, like, threw you for a loop for sure.
Yeah. I don't know what I thought my life would look like when I was 30, but I thought I would be older.
You thought you would be older than 30?
Like more figured out at least.
Oh, I see. More mature.
But the worst part is people look at us and they go, "Do you think we are?" I'm like, I'm an adult.
Once I hit my 30s, I realized.
Can I have some of the salad dressing?
Oh, yeah. I didn't know if you were going to use it or not.
Yeah, I was just waiting politely. Thank you.
Once I hit my 30s, I realized, oh shit, this was the age that I remember looking at my parents thinking like, we're going to reach adulthood, we're going to have it all figured out. And I realized, no, they did not.
No.
No, they were just navigating all the changes just like we were.
I think it's hard when you reach a point in your life when you've met your expectations that you thought where your level, where your parent was, and you surpass that level, and you go, wait a second, what level is there then?
Then you realize, stay a kid as long as you fucking can.
Are you kidding me? Being a kid is not that much fun.
Mm-hmm. There's no responsibility.
What do you mean?
You can take naps. You can get
You
snacks.
had no responsibilities as a child?
Well, not that.
I had to nap in school so I could
Nobody's
fit my
like
nap
that.
time in.
Nobody's life or livelihood depended on it. Like right now.
My own?
Yeah. Why? Well, you had
Because some of us had to.
Okay, I guess I was a fortunate soul. Is that white privilege?
Am I purple?
No.
No, I think we all just had different backgrounds to where we had to learn different skill sets a lot earlier on, or different.
Oh, I definitely had a lot of skill sets. Don't get me wrong, because I was motivated and ADHD ridden as a child. However,
That's tasty.
I know, I told you, that's why I've been like, yeah, we need salad. But I also realized that what?
Here's our pizza slice.
Oh my lord, don't.
I was showing them.
You're gonna drop it. They know what pizza looks like. It's pepperoni pizza.
Pepperoni pizza.
Okay, so into my 20s, going into my 30s for career-wise, like I always knew I was really good at sales. I shouldn't even say that. Started my 20s. I literally started my very first business, I think, when I was 6, selling rocks to neighbors. And when they didn't want to buy them, I was like, cool, I'm going to paint them and put their names on it. Then they'll have to buy it. And they did. So that was the start for that.
That's clever.
Uh-huh. My parents were always coming home and finding me doing random things. So that has never stopped. That's only just progressed.
You were
as
a
I've gotten
lemonade
older.
stand kid.
No, I was the car wash kid, and at one point I think I had 7. I lived like over in the Seattle area.
7 car washes?
7 cars lined up for a car wash. I was good at washing cars. Pretty much whatever I put my mind to, I'd make sure that I do well at it, because that's one thing that my parents taught me is to not do a job half-assed. So, thanks, Mom and Dad.
How many tries did it take for the light bulb?
I don't fucking know.
A lot.
A lot.
A lot of tries for the light bulb.
So yeah, I always knew I was good at sales. I always knew I was really good with people, and I love to serve and help people. Like education was always fun for me, and I thrived on learning new things. So I just thought it was.
I
so
love
much
learning
fun.
new things.
Yeah, like absolutely love it. Except for technology, that one like really seriously gets me. But anyways,
Even that though, like learning that and mastering it, the 16th time when you finally get it and your link finally works.
oh yeah, because there are definitely some things that I know that you don't know that I teach you, like with certain like computer stuff and even.
Oh
like,
yeah.
I don't know. There's
I
certain,
couldn't paste something the other day on a certain platform and my paste button wasn't working.
I don't know. So
She showed me how to paste it.
yeah, certain little things I've learned.
That's called teamwork.
So yeah, when I was married, I always like found myself having different part-time jobs, doing all sorts of different things, and I would succeed at doing all of them. But then, for one reason or another, we'll get into that deeper later. I would have to go back to being the mom at home type, which I'm not good at sitting around and doing that.
Do you know what's hard though? I think is when you change an idea that you've had or you transition, like she thinks she had multiple part-time positions at jobs. It wasn't because of any lack or negligence or any negative reason that she left those places or hopped. You know, like here we are,
They would also hire me back in a heartbeat.
here we are creating a podcast for our own like fun. This is something that we want to do and we want to provide for everybody and just share. And we've had people kind of question like, why are you not doing real estate? Why is it that you can't do something new and add on to something you're already doing? People are so narrow-minded of like, you have to stick with what you're doing. You can only stay on one job, one avenue. And it's like, why can we not build this amazing like umbrella?
I've always had 2 or 3 jobs because again, it goes back to like ADD and ADHD, and not even that. Again, being doers. There's so much time, and I'm not the type of person to sit around and fiddle my thumbs or watch TV. I don't even own one, so I make money. Like I love money. Like it's a tool. It's something that's useful. So I get creative on how to make it, and I love to share. I'm a giver, so I like to have abundance, and so that goes back to when I became a single mom. I was like, all right, well now what? I'd always kind of worked in the service industry or sales. And so, again, going back to getting multiple jobs, I would, when I didn't have my kids, I would go bartend typically because, I mean, honestly, it's
ton of money on tips.
Dude, I used to make like easily $1,200 in 3 nights. It was so much fun. And then it was, to me, like, I don't know, it was in a way of networking as well. So then during the daytime, that led me down the path of finance, and so I started working for the bank where I became a personal banker for some highly affluent people in Spokane.
Spice to my life a little.
Do it. And I enjoyed that. But then I got promoted to being a lender, which was also funny because that's what my dad does. So I was like, oh, sweet, I'll follow the family trend. I'll become a mortgage broker. Don't do that for a bank. It was not that much
Paperwork,
fun.
not your paperwork. Stephanie not bad at paperwork.
I just get bored.
She just doesn't like paperwork.
I'm really good at it.
And where my brain of like, I'm like, I love paperwork. There's organization and lines and things that we can follow. Let's do paperwork.
And I like to get outside of a desk and go out and meet people.
So lending probably wasn't the best part of.
No. So I switched to becoming a realtor, which then gave me full control over my schedule, over my earning ability, everything. And I was like, dude, this is rad. I will.
The freedom.
Yeah. I struggled really hard to then go back to ever having another job where I had an employer, which took me probably honestly about 5-6 years.
Yeah, I haven't gone there yet. I haven't gotten a real job.
And I only did that again because, again, I like to make money, not spend money. And I think that it was actually my spin job. I became a spin instructor because I was like, I don't want to pay for a membership when I can literally get paid to work out and teach other people how to work out. So that was fun.
Well, one thing too, like people don't realize is even though you have a lot of these small jobs all over the place, you are networking the crap out of yourself.
And I've always done that.
And that networking that you're doing at all those small jobs has come back to benefit you in real estate because everybody knows somebody. And you gotta have, someone just said this today. You have to lay your head down somewhere. We're all laying our heads down somewhere, and so
I just have lots of pillows. But that's how we ended up. Oh, and so then in the process of me being a realtor, actually this is how her and I met, was she became a new agent, and it goes back to me loving teaching people. And I had just finished piloting a program.
I met you in the bathroom.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, I was in the bathroom with
We had a
another
Christmas
girl
party.
at a Christmas party. I had just started. I didn't know anybody at the company.
This is back when we both used to drink.
And they're like, "Hey, do you just want to come in with us?" Because it was a one bathroom and one seater. If any girls know, one seater. Oh, just come in with us. Wait,
That's fun.
squatty potty over here. She went first. Probably shouldn't share this. I knew nobody in that bathroom. She's squatting on the toilet, like standing on it with her feet like an Asian person.
I was not standing on it. I just squat because
All
my
I
mom
know
taught
is
me
I
to
looked-
hover.
All
You
I know
hover.
is I looked over and I was like, I don't even remember what I said, but
I can't hold a squat for that long.
I'm
I'm
pretty
not doing
sure
that.
is what I said is like, I'm not doing that. The other girl that was with us, she squatted. She followed suit. She's like, okay, this girl's doing it, I might as well. I got over there and I was like, I really have to go to the bathroom. Like, I'm going to be squatting for at least 10, 15, 20 seconds. Like, I really had to pee.
And
But
she didn't
anyways,
want to squat.
I don't want to squat. That's how we met each other. Was
That's
in the
really how we
bathroom.
met. But then she knew how to hunt. I knew how to sell real estate.
I was new.
So then we became friends, and I
I'm
started
a
teaching
terrible
her.
teacher.
I'm a better teacher.
You have
for
not
sure.
shot anything.
Way better teacher over here.
Sorry.
You're good.
I make you look good at least while you're doing it. No, I'm just kidding.
What do you mean? I've never even shot at anything. Nope. Still have never shot anything. But we have a whole bunch of fun doing
It's been
it.
a hard season.
Yeah,
Even-
we've been partnered together
the
for
guy- wait.
4.5, 5 years now.
Even the guy who called you to go to the banquet for what's that feed called where you go your harvest?
I don't know.
It's like a thing
it's
where
a game
you can,
feed.
Game feed. You bring like the game that you got from hunting.
Yeah, he did say.
They're all showing up empty-handed with their pictures. They had a good time.
Soup.
It's
All their
just so bad. Our
adventures.
state's regulations. Anyways, we hunt too a lot of time. So that was all the named faces of all your jobs. A little bit of everything here and there.
And then I decided to start MWR, which is a brand that helps people align themselves for their own personal benefit. So that way, like, I don't know, people don't know their worth anymore at all.
People do not know their worth.
People are depressed, they have anxiety, they're miserable in life.
All is well.
All is well.
Forgive me, did I interrupt?
No,
Okay.
it's great.
Nothing.
You're good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm so sweet. We people should know that we multitask. We go all over.
Yeah.
We had a meeting earlier, a work meeting, and Stephanie was hungry, had to fit in lunch somewhere. I'm gonna be headed out to go get a kid pretty soon.
Yep. All of the things.
All of the things.
So then I decided with that to bring this girl along because she's really artistic and really good at organizing and all of the fun things. And Stephanie over here has a boatload of thoughts that come to mind. Really good ones. But I don't know exactly how to.
Stephanie's got a lot of ideas, but not a lot of, doesn't know how to put them in motion sometimes.
Well, I'm really good at helping others do that. But for myself, again, it goes back to being overwhelmed by technology typically because things I want to do require some sort of assistance in that department. And I'm not good at allowing others like AI or other options take over.
They're not genuine. We've tried the AI and they're just not genuine enough.
So then partnering with her took some convincing, honestly, and some time.
Reason why, I guess, we're sharing the bit about the partnership is because when we became work partners or work business, I didn't think we didn't realize that what we could flourish or connect on the level that we have to be able to approach everybody and share all of this in such a easy, genuine way together.
Well, I think time, honestly, had to reveal that, and it did because we
I
just.
thought you were bougie as fuck at first.
You did?
Yeah.
That's so
I even
funny.
told you that I thought you were bougie as fuck.
Huh. Weird.
Now that I've literally slept in the back of a pickup truck, freezing our butts off under a sleeping bag.
Oh, I probably did seem bougie as I was squatting over a toilet.
I can't touch it with my butt skin.
I just don't like germs.
It's your butt.
Which is right by my vagina, and I want to keep that shit clean, man.
Gross.
I know. Have you ever peed in the public bathroom?
They're self-cleaning holes, okay?
I don't agree with that at all. They do not self-clean themselves on their own. Showers are good, people. Oy, oy, oy. Man.
I bathe
Sometimes.
in baking soda and vinegar.
Yeah, literally. And lard that you get and create.
Anyways.
Oh yeah, the one time I did try one of her soap concoctions. This was in her first round. This is the other thing. I'm crazy enough to try her shit, so.
Well, it's good stuff. My tallow soap, but it didn't have a scent in it yet.
And I rolled around smelling like beef sticks forever.
No, if people know what tallow is, it doesn't.
It's rendered down fat.
I did let a friend have some soap and her dogs ate them.
Yeah, because it's rendered down fat. So when you're using that, you start to smell like a beef stick. Or at least I did.
Whatever.
But whatever. She has definitely progressed and it smells like lavender now.
My soaps have come along
A long way. But they are effective.
They're really
They
good.
do work.
Oh yeah.
So
I had like the worst skin eczema, like all of it forever. So much better. Wow.
So business-wise, that's where we flourished. On top of our friendship, and then our friendship, and as we got to know each other, and we started talking more about our families just from being work partners. I mean, you can only talk about work so much. So then we started being like, wait a minute, you did that too? You did that too? And then we were like, oh man, there's some really interesting similarities of backgrounds. That is really kind of what then catapulted us to creating this, because we also know social media, like we said before, you can't really post everything that's really censored. And well, we're not really censorable people. I mean, we would just get kicked off. Actually.
Potty mouth.
Yeah.
Total potty mouth.
So then we started the Cold Brewed Truth, because I was like, life's a bitch. And I want to talk about it, because I think more people would find empowerment if they knew.
Well, we want to talk about it. We want people to engage with us and like enjoy
Learn
it just as
from
much.
some of our
I don't know,
life.
and have some power.
Mm-hmm.
Because if we can learn all of this stuff and motivate each other, I'm sure like finding
Others.
yourself others that are similar can do
Well, look at
wonders.
your husband. Prime example, literally. I'm so proud of him, like, for where he has come from
Yeah.
where he was at, because you're leading that, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
honestly.
She's referring to like not drinking, like just opening up your world and the possibilities of what you can do without addiction in your life. And I know a lot, I'll be talking a lot about it, and it's just the amount of like addiction affects families.
Yep.
A lot of my story has to do with addiction, and
Mine was destroyed by it, so.
with my upbringing and siblings and parents, mainly, like how your families around you really affect you.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, that's just one example. If we can help our families around us and our friends around us, we know that we can absolutely help everybody else around us. So,
And it took us, though, being willing to try things on our own.
I was so shy. People would never guess that I would have ever done or shared
This.
any of this. No, are you
That's so
kidding
funny.
me?
I forgot about that, yeah, because you were the kid that didn't talk.
I was terrified. I was the shyest kid. Shyest kid. If anybody knew me when I was younger, they would have never guessed that I would be comfortable enough to
At
share.
this point in your life, yeah.
Never. Or brave enough. I think bravery has a lot to do with it.
It's funny because I have always been one to beat to my own drum. In fact, that's actually what the girls were talking about at the end of our business meeting today.
Being
They were laughing, like, girl, you have always just done your own thing and been one to beat to your own drum. I'm like, yep. But I like that about myself, and I've always liked that about myself.
it's admirable.
I just like it because I know it makes me unique, and there's nobody else like me. And that's what I think I always enjoyed about myself, is knowing, like, there's no one else like me, so why not be me?
That's
And
why
growing
I
up with
always
three
liked my
sisters.
name.
Yeah.
Nobody has my name.
Same thing with the spelling of my name. Thanks, Mom, for changing it. Fun fact. Traditionally spelled Stephanie at birth. Second or third grade, she's like, you know what? I don't know what drugs I was on. I definitely should have spelled that with 2 F's. And I was like, what? So she's like, let's go change your name. So we did. When I was like the second or third grade. And now it's Stephani. Thanks, Mom.
Alright. Now you know why her name is spelled messed up.
Double F.
Double F. Alright. Now that we've had our lunch, we've explained a little bit of our
Business.
adulthood, why we ended up here.
Career choices, fun, embarrassing moments. Ooh.
Oh, a lot of my natural path stuff came to, or like natural living came right at COVID when it's so funny what COVID brought around.
I know, I
as
was
far as
just
like
telling somebody
doctors
that.
and health. I've always been a pretty healthy person, but I was never
Same.
aware of the things that were harming me just because I hadn't been educated properly on like female bodies and like everything. That's for another day.
Same.
But
The
becoming
simple
aware,
basics.
becoming aware was a huge one for my 30s. I think awareness. I'm shaking my forehead at you. Awareness brought a lot. So maybe if we were even just bringing awareness to others, that'd be great.
Knowledge is powerful, and there's so many different places that you can get information, and so many people resort to social media because it's the easiest, most in your face.
Mm-hmm.
And
Who out there is just eating these whole cloves?
I mean,
I like garlic.
it's a lot.
It's a lot of garlic.
But the salad is so
It
good.
was tasty. All right, guys.
Yeah.
We're gonna chit chat some more.
This week was more business focused because we're into the new year, so I guess we decided to share with you like what we also do on our day-to-day basis.
Today's business meeting was more just like, hey, a new year, what are we doing this year, and how
Yeah.
can we help others? Actually, my thing that I wrote down from my notes today from work was, I don't know if you can read
Find
it.
your value.
Find your value. Find your value that you can bring to others. That was
Yep.
what I took away from my meeting today. Having your value, knowing your value and your worth is important. And sometimes it's great just to remind yourself a little bit of what your value is.
Mm-hmm. But sometimes you have to learn what your value is too, because like this, I didn't really know I lost my worth and my value between my 20s.
Or you're finding it.
And then you find it again. And then you get to define what that looks like and how you let that out into the world. And
All right,
I love
that's my garlic for the day.
I was looking at your shared gratitude. I love that you had that
Yeah.
written down because actually that was like something
wrote
today my Bible app this
Share
morning
gratitude.
was talking about like basically that where you having a heart of gratitude, which is so good because you have to think about like what it is that you're thankful for in all of the different areas like where life is good. And when you focus on that, it's amazing to watch how your life will literally pivot and start like,
Well, positivity breeds positivity.
exactly. So the energy that you are putting out there. So if you're a negative Nancy type of a person, like, bless you. That's simply a switching of your
So sorry
mindset.
about that.
Flip the switch of, instead of thinking negative thoughts, think the positive thoughts.
Mhm.
Not about what could go wrong, what's going right in your life, because there's so many things that go right every single day. And by nature, people like to focus on the negative, and I just feel like switching that mindset of
Yeah.
gratitude.
Yeah.
That's gonna be my focus for this year, because life kind of gut punched me last
I like
year.
the finishing of that for today. Find your value and gratitude in life.
Yeah,
Maybe
for
that
sure.
will be this week's little tidbit.
For sure.
Gratitude and value. All right.
Thanks for tuning in
And we'll see you guys next week.
on the Cold Brew Truth. Bye.